Hello again, VC. Just done my final tag video for 2020 double edition. This is a video in response to Alan. Hello, Alan. Maybe nobody else will watch this apart from Alan. Maybe Alan won't watch it either. I don't know. He's called Static Traveller, which is a very cool sort of name. And he showed some classical records, and particularly like sort of 50s, 60s released on good, solid, old vinyl, and some of them worth a huge amount of money. And I think, unfortunately, I've probably gone past them in my time. Often vinyl here in the UK, you can pick it up for £1. I was going to say pre-corona prices, but anyway, you know what I mean. So I've got a stack here, of which I'm going to whiz through. I don't know much about classical music at all, to be honest. In fact, a lot of it I haven't listened to, I'll be honest. But without further ado, I can say which ones I have. Okay, this is maybe more in the jazz field, but the original of Gorecki's Symphony No. 3 is something I liked when it came out in '93. This is 2016 by somebody called Colin Stetson. He's a saxophonist, and it's his interpretation of Henryk Gorecki's Symphony No. 3. Is another alternative, or a collection of alternative jazz pieces based on classical music. We've got Bird and Bella, a musical account of an imaginary meeting between Charlie Bird and Bella Bartok. The Rite of Spring reconstructed, and Sebastian's theme, which is apparently J.S. Bach. I haven't listened to this. Well, I've listened to bits of it, I think, but I picked it up in somebody's sale bin at the Reading Record Fair. When was that now? Year before last, I think, when I had a stall there, and then I had a bit of a whiz round, see what I could get. It was a couple of quid, I think, or something ridiculous. So here is the original Rite of Spring, Mercury Living Presence. Suprawes, I think, has said that this is a good label. I don't know. I used to help out in a charity shop, and actually quite a lot of these classical records came from there. And the guy that ran the shop, he knew his classical. He knew what was good recordings, and I took his advice on quite a bit. Here's the Aston Villa supporting Nigel Kennedy with his pizza. I'm making too many jokes, aren't I, really? I mean, this is sort of one of those ones where you just like the cover. This is Festival Hall in London, and this is Bach and his Toccata and Fugue in D minor, of course. Look at that. A building that is still there, though it probably looks a bit greyer. Here's some Edward Grieg. Peer Gynt, the famous one. Some Tchaikovsky. Deutsche Grammophon. Benjamin Britten, Curlew River. Now this is sort of based on something from Japan, I think. A medieval Japanese no play, Sumidegawa. And they have monks and acolytes on it. And I think because Christianity went to Japan quite a long time ago, so it must be from that sort of period of history. Right. This comes in a very hard, thick cardboard sleeve, and this is Oliver Messiaen. It's actually got Oliver Messiaen as part of the quartet playing the piano, I think. Yeah, the Record Society Limited. This is a really quick cover. It's the label with some sort of stamp on it, which says British Agency. Can't read it. Oh, it's my Graham Watson moment. Why don't it go in for me? Yeah. Right. Edmund Rubra. It's from Northampton, apparently. Not a very English sounding name, but this is on a Lyrita label. This is Polish. This is quite avant-garde. And that is on. I should show you the label, really. I've got other stuff on that label. I've got more modern music. I guess it was like a Polish equivalent of Melodia. Hayden. Pictures of an exhibition. I think I almost prefer this to the Emerson, Lake and Palmer version, to be honest with you. This is on a modern. This is on Finders Keepers 2013. Alwyn Nikolai or Nicholas. I found it for £1. I mean, crazy. And then we've got a couple on this label here. Music d'Abord. Got a bit of Stockhausen, which I found for £1. And Boulez. And found this on the same day, I think. Edgard Varese. Is that pronounced? And these ones I found for £1 as well, amazingly. These are maybe one of our Open University records. So we've got Second Viennese School, Alban Berg, Arnold Schoenberg, Anton Webern. Another one with these people on it. Now this one, I have to admit, I mean Stockhausen, everybody has heard of him. I heard something about Stockhausen. It was based on all the national anthems of Europe, kind of thing, and I would really like that. I heard that and really liked it instantly. This is just more like tape loop music, and I wasn't quite so. The whole idea of it is interesting. I could probably get into it, but it didn't grab me immediately. Bartok. Bela Bartok. What's this? Some guy, Dutch guy, playing the organ. Very nice thing there. With his own compositions, I do believe. EMI Belgium, sorry. Maybe not Dutch, probably insulted about 8 million people there. Rodrigo. Obviously Miles Davis did this as well, so there's sort of sometimes classical, sometimes jazz. Got this for the cover, really. Dance Macabre. On the Decca. Decca, probably a blue Decca, I would have thought. Yeah, blue Decca. Some music from Estonia. Misa Gitana, a Gypsy Mass on a London Globe label from 1966. Now, these ones, because my dad was from Spain, or a particular area of Spain, they are Sardan. Yeah, so when he was alive, I went and got these with him. So it's they're sort of like dances. They all dance around in a circle, and they are unique in that they have a certain amount of instruments and one instrument is only played in that particular region of Spain, Catalonia. There's one. He was with me at the time, so pointed me in the direction of the good ones. This one. Apparently, this guy was the main dude. Pep, not Guardiola. And then this one. And onwards. Some more. This is Spain. This is more from I can say gypsy related music, guitar. This is from what's that area of Spain called? Near Seville. Sorry, I can't remember what it's called. Andalusia? Maybe not. Classical, but it's in that. That's what it is in my shelves. Well, that's randomly doing now. I think there's some other Israeli ones I've got somewhere. Very famous recording of this. And I think I had a copy of this, or the more famous version of it, and somebody had cut out all the obituaries to Jacqueline du Pré on it. Just shows you how I don't really play them that much. I'm the sort of person that actually grew up very much like classical music and sensible music, I suppose you would say, square music. And even though, hundreds of years ago it was groundbreaking and rebellious, full of debauchery, I'm sure. But I don't know, maybe I've just got into weirder things. Maybe I'll go the other way again sometime. Yeah, now, I don't know if I've come across one, but the guy that I used to help in this charity shop with, he said that actually, because these tobacco companies threw a lot of money at classical artists in the late 70s, early 80s, those recordings are really good. But probably not as good as the ones that Alan has. I'm sure there are some in here. They say like digitally recorded on vinyl and whatnot. This one's quite interesting. There's Britten, Benjamin Britten, and Bernstein. The Bernstein, then the Bernstein. We've got Longley and Durufle. I cannot pronounce that. That's a difficult one. Well, this is one of my favourite pieces. Fauré's Requiem. Johnny Seed maybe played that or something, or was dabbling in a bit of classical. Another thing is some medieval ones mixed in here as well. Got Elgar Violin Concerto. Excuse me. Elgar from Cheltenham, I think. Here's Benjamin Britten Spring Symphony, 79. Poulenc. There you go, see, pound. Here is these two teamed up together. I'm trying to think it's not the David Bowie one. Bernstein doesn't say who narrates it. I don't think, does it? No. Well, that's not really classical. This is just a sort of a plain label, and it's the record of, I was going to say swinging, no, the record of singing. This is all very old opera from the turn of the 19th to 20th century. Demonstration record not for sale. Great cover. I listened to it, it's very crackly. I mean, like the original recordings are very crackly. Were even like recorded on like phonograms or phonographs or something. Phonographs, I mean, yeah. Tristan Fry. He was in Sky. And he was famous for something else. My mind escapes me now. Something medieval on this Erato label, which is quite good for looking out for. Quite a lot of these tracks are anonymous, and there's some instruments on the back. I'm only going to show a few. Well, we're nearly 2/3 through, but I was going to say, if nobody watches this, I won't show the other half of my classical records because they're probably not so exciting. Sibelius's Violin Concerto, Deutsche Grammophon stereo. I've seen any of these digital ones that I was talking about. Sibelius Finlandia. Lemminkäinen, 4 Legends from the Kalevala. Symphonies 6 and 7. And these are more modern or film related. So they've got Power Quatsi. And then this one, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Try and pronounce that one. And then you've got this what was on 4AD, the Bulgarian. What are they? Bulgarian choral female singing musicians. Again, probably a different cover from a lot of what other people have. Here we go. New Music of a Synagogue. Jewish Prayers. The Zemel Choir. Historic Organs of Spain. E. Power Biggs. I'll just show these with maybe veering off classical a little bit. International Hymn Parade. Tommy to Firebird. And Walter Carlos, which I suppose some of them are classical. Somebody said the other day that this was the music that wasn't in the film. But, I'm not so sure. I haven't seen that film for such a long time. Read the book ages ago, different ending of the book. I've got 2 copies of Switched Off Bach for some reason. So it's Walter Carlos by request, or Wendy Carlos. Chris Jordan, Twilight of the Gods. Very grumpy looking man there. Aesop in Fableland, narrated by Arthur Lowe. Arthur Lowe from Mr. Men and Dad's Army. Clerks of Oxenford, that's Thomas Tallis. Hedley's mentioned this and he likes it. That bearded man talking about records. Would you believe it, eh? What will they think of next? 2 Renaissance dance bands. Janacek. Ralph Vaughan Williams. Bliss. I think the cat's trying to get in. I better go and let him in a minute. English Tone Pictures. Yeah. Saint-Cyr Organ Symphony. I do like organ music, I have to say. 2 more to go. Stravinsky. And, well, maybe one of the best last. Great film. Mozart. Amadeus. Right, I better go. The cat wants to come in. See you soon. Bye.